Hey there, welcome to the Daily Dose. We are 4 days away. It's July 10th, 2026. July 14th, published date. Continuing my stories from the book, giving you little excerpts to whet your appetite. If you haven't ordered already, please do. It is Smarter About Sports. Find it on Amazon or smarteraboutsports.com. You get a deal with my newsletter as well, so please do. Let's talk about Matt Hasselbeck. He was my client. You may know him for playing many years with the Packers and the Seattle Seahawks, finishing his career with the Colts and Titans. Matt was a good friend too, and Matt went from being my client to being my, I don't know what you call him, co-teammate at the Packers, and then we were teammates at ESPN. But interesting enough, when I started representing Matt out of Boston College, he wasn't invited to the Combine, which was frustrating. I tried as best I could. Couldn't get him invited to the Combine, so not a draftable prospect in their eyes. So I organized a workout where he went to school at Boston College. I sent a note to every team in the league. I got one RSVP yes. It was the quarterback's coach at the Green Bay Packers named Andy Reid. And Andy said, yeah, I'm going to come. So he was the only one coming. I said, I'll pick you up at Boston Logan Airport. At that time, pre-9/11, you could just walk, ride up and pick him up. But I hadn't seen Andy Reid. So I didn't know anything what he looked like. I didn't know what a heft of a man he was. So I pulled up in my tiny little sports car. And then I noted the guy in the Packers gear. And I'm like, oh boy. So I yanked back the passenger seat as far as it would go, and stuffed him in there like a jack in the box. He was a good sport about it. We drove over to Boston College. He watched the workout. He loved Matthew. He said, I have it this way in this draft, quarterback-wise. I have Peyton Manning, Ryan Leaf, and Matt Hasselbeck. I said, great. I told Matt, if we're going to be drafted, it's going to be the Packers. I don't know if he got drafted, but if so, it'll be the Packers. And sure enough, it was 6th round. And Matthew made the team his first year. We were so excited as a rookie making the team behind Brett Favre and Doug Peterson. But alas, you never really make the team because there are cuts and waivers and pickups right after the final cuts. And Mike Holmgren, the coach at the time, loved a guy named Rick Mirer, used to be at Notre Dame, got cut by the Bears, called into the Packers. What did that mean for Matt? Well, it meant practice squad. So we had to keep Matt on practice squad that whole year. Teams were calling every week, trying to get him off practice squad, and talked to Andy Reid and Ron Wolf a lot. Like, hey, just keep him here. We'll learn from Brett Favre. And they worked with me on contracts. He made as much money as active players. So listen, this was a long history with Matt Hasselbeck. And then, of course, when we traded him, I was the one to tell him we traded him to Seattle, and he was off to lead the Seahawks to a Super Bowl and more. A ton of stories in there about clients like Matt Hasselbeck and, of course, Packers, and, of course, working in NIL and working as a professor, everything you want to see. Please buy the book if you haven't. Tell your friends, smarteraboutsports.com. Thank you for doing that. I'll be back next week. And on Tuesday, of course, published date for the book. Thanks.